I want to ask you guys a question and see if somebody can answer this for me. There is a state right now that is asking the federal government for $29 million in stimulus funds to keep a car factory open. California. California is asking the federal government for $20 million to keep a Toyota factory open. And chances are really good that that effort is going to fail and that those jobs are going to go to Canada to make a quote. And at that point, there will be yet another small energy efficient vehicle that won't be made in the United States, largely because the manufacturer doesn't want to have to pay our healthcare costs. So I just wanted to start with that because I think it's a really good demonstration of a lot of the assumptions we have about the auto industry and manufacturing in general don't necessarily turn out to be true. California is fighting to keep those, I think it's a 4,500 job plant that California is fighting to keep open, as much as Michigan, as much as Alabama, as much as Kentucky. So I'm not actually an expert in manufacturing, but I consulted for Ford for 5 years, mostly working in Asia. And I live in Michigan. My husband, until February when he took a buyout, worked for a supplier. And so I found myself starting last November when this whole car thing happened, all of a sudden becoming a car blogger. Those of you who know my work know that before that I was a Dick Cheney blogger, and now I'm a car blogger. and it was hard. I mean, it was a lot easier to blog about Dick Cheney than it was to blog about the auto industry because there's so many biases and so much so much information that people don't get. I mean, so it took about 6 weeks for the whole car debate going on before the traditional media figured out that Richard Shelby and Bob Corker, the guys who are saying the American auto industry stinks and has a failed business model, that they're actually car state senators. Like, nobody understood that not only is Tennessee and Alabama, they're auto manufacturing states, but in fact Alabama, by and large, produces SUVs. So, Richard Shelby was out there saying, oh gosh, it's a failed business model, and everyone heard it's a failed business model because they're making gas-guzzling SUVs. But that's not what Richard Shelby was saying. Richard Shelby was saying we need to break the union, and the traditional media never called him on it. So it's partly a geographic story. People have no idea where cars are made in this country. People have no idea the number of jobs that rely on the auto industry.